Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Brianna and today is Tag Tuesday. Alright, so today we're going to be doing the currently reading tag. Now, I was not tagged in this, but I have been kind of searching YouTube, trying to figure out what to do for tags. I definitely want to implement a weekly tag video, and I feel like Tuesday, I was doing them Thursday, but Tuesday's kind of working better for my schedule. I've kind of worked out how I want videos going up, and so I think I will jump on board with Tag Tuesday. So today we're going to do the currently reading tag. So without further ado, let's get started with the questions. The first question is, how many books do you read at once? Typically, I read 2 to 3 books at a time. I will usually have one audiobook going and at least one physical book going. Because I'm in my car a lot with work, I drive a lot, so it's nice to always have an audiobook or something going. So I try to have one of those, and then I'll have a physical book. Now, there's some books that I read that are just a little bit more dense, and they're not always what I want to be reading. So then I'll also pick up something light and fluffy as well. So 2 to 3 books. The second question is, how do you know when to switch books if you are reading more than once? So obviously Audible, with the audiobook, I usually will only read it in my car. Sometimes when I'm doing dishes or cooking or something like that, I'll also have it playing. But for the most part, it's just when I'm driving. And then for physical books, if I'm ever reading more than one at a time, it tends to be just kind of what I'm in the mood for that day. All right, the next question is, do you switch bookmarks partway? No. If I have a physical book that has like a dust jacket, I'll just leave that as my page marker. And other than that, I just will use random. I get a bookmark with the book of the month, which I typically tend to use. And if I don't have that available, then I've been prone to use receipts or random pieces of paper other places. I'm a hot mess. Yeah. The next question is, where do you normally keep the books that you're reading? So if you can see behind me right here, I have my TBR for March. So my whatever the current month is, once I've filmed my TBR video, my books that I will be reading for the month sit right here. There's not all of them, but I have to get some from the library. Anyway, so I have that. And then when I'm actually reading a book, it will go with me. It'll sit on my nightstand because I do a lot of my reading in bed right before I go to sleep. And then I'll have it on my coffee table or whatever else, wherever else. It's just, they don't have a home other than right there until I pick them up. The next question is, what time of day do you read the most? So I kind of already answered that. I typically tend to do most of my reading in the evening. However, because of my life, I don't sit down and read for like a huge chunk of time. It's more like 15 minutes here, 10 minutes here, 5 minutes here. I read while I'm on lunch break. I will read, literally read, walking from my car to my apartment. So it's like 5-minute chunks. So that being said, I don't have an answer to that question. The next question is, how long do you read at one time? I kind of already answered that. I don't think I've ever read at one time more than an hour or an hour and a half. I just can't. I have to kind of fit in reading where I can, and that's okay. I mean, it works. That means that sometimes I'm stopping in the middle of a chapter or whatever, but hey, you gotta read when you gotta read. You gotta do what you gotta do. Anyways, the long-awaited question that, I don't know, this is apparently a big, huge topic of discussion on BookTube, and that is, do you read hardcovers with the dust jacket on or off? And usually I'll read it with it on, if I can, because I use it as a bookmark. And I also don't like the feel of naked covers. I'm really weird like that. However, if it's ever a dust jacket that doesn't really fit it very well, then I'll take it off, like while I'm reading it, and then put it back on when I'm done. But I don't like doing that because I'm afraid that the dust jacket will get bent. So generally, I just leave it on. Okay, and the next question is, what position do you normally read in? That sounds dirty. Okay, anyways. I normally read, when I'm at home, I will normally read on my bed, laying down, propped up with a pillow, something like that, or laying down on the couch, propped up with a pillow. Generally, however I can. And then obviously, like when I'm on lunch break, I'm sitting down, I guess, or walking, or, you know, I will read anywhere. All right, the next question is, do you take your book with you everywhere you go? Absolutely. Every single day. As I walk out my door, I have my laptop that I use for work, I have my bullet journal, and I have whatever book I'm reading. That is my life. So, and it just kind of sits in the passenger seat, and I pick it up when I can, and then I will take it back up with me when I go home. The last question is, how often do you update your progress on Goodreads? Pretty often. I like to stay updated with it just for my own peace of mind and my own sanity, and I feel like it keeps me a little bit more organized. And I try to update my progress once or twice a day, I would say. It's not every 10 minutes, not every 20 pages or whatever it is like that, but I will generally try to update my progress halfway through the day sometimes, and then if I've done any reading, and then at the end of the day. That's usually my plan. And then I'm really good about making sure that if I ever start a book and then not finish it, but not to the point where I'm DNFing a book, but I'm like, you know, like, this is just not what I want to read right now, I'll pick it up later, then I just put it back on my want to read shelf. This is an older tag, so I know it's been around the block a few times, so the people that I tag may have already done it. I did like a quick search on their channel to see if it had been done, and I didn't see anything, but I might have missed it. So I am going to tag Kelly at the Velvet Library and Ben Sanders. Those are two channels that you should absolutely check out. Ben Sanders was one of the hosts of the Strike Back Videothon, and his videos, he does both books and reading, and he's also an author, so you should definitely check him out if either one of those things appeal to you. And Kelly is just an absolutely adorable person. She does a lot of reviews on her channels, and also she's just an altogether an amazing person. And yeah, so you should check out both of those channels. And also, if anybody else wants to do this tag and I did not tag them, guess what? You've been tagged. And make sure that when you do post your tag video that you post the link to the video in the comments down below so that I can check out the video. I always like watching those things. So that is all I have for you today. I'm hoping that by next week we have a regular schedule going up. And until then, I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.